What's up, everyone? Jaxx Finn, Galactic Hero here, and today is Saturday, so it's Vanguard night recap night day. After this video goes up, you should be seeing the videos for Vanguard night rounds 1, 2, and 3. We did go 2-1 at Vanguard night, but we didn't top because we lost round 2 due to a dumb mistake that I made. But we won rounds 1 and 3. So technically speaking, in my opinion, we should have went undefeated, but I screwed up in round 2 by misplacing my hand and only realizing that it after the fact and being just a quick screw up just now. But we both, my opponent agreed that if I had my actual hand, I would have won the game. So I cut that as a win, even though we lost the match, technically speaking, which sucked. We did play Galactic Hero because I was told by a subscriber they want me to play Galactic Hero, so I did. And the deck performed super well, even though in round, I think, either round 2 or round 3, I was stuck on like 1 base, but ended up getting the 3 I needed throughout the game, throughout the rest of like the game, so I was able to pop off at least. And I literally drove checked 2 bases yesterday, which was terrible. And I hope that never happens again, because I honestly sucked. But it did help me get to all 4 bases, though, which was super awesome. And in my 3rd round game, I did get the base that I needed at the last minute to help me win the game. So that was super awesome. Like, I literally over-triggered for game for that on my game 3 last turn against Eugene. He kept retiring all my rear guards, which kind of sucked. But it gave me a chance to kind of only have to protect my Vanguard and not really my rear guards either, so it's kind of made the game somewhat simplified for me. But I literally needed like one other hero card, and I got the base I needed. And there's luckily for me, there was like 1 hero out of like the 7 cards left in my deck. There was 1 hero and there was 1 hero, 5 triggers, and 1 more non-trigger unit. And he 2-hit past my Vanguard. I got a draw trigger, put that part to my Vanguard, then I swung, then the next trigger was the over trigger, which basically you won me the game right there, which was super awesome. Because otherwise I would have just lost the game right then and there. But, I had fun though. I did get a field center since they did do the Dueling Nexus pre-release tournament last week, I believe. I'm not sure when they did it, but I got the field center for it since I am clicking all the field centers for the pre-release tournament since I'm not able to go. I did get a promo card, my August promo card. And this card's I think the card's like $49. But as of right now, like, it's a limited market right now since it just came out. So once the prices kind of settle down, I'll see how much it's worth then. But it's not sleeved up because I didn't sleeve it yet, so I guess I'll do that now, currently. I'll sleeve it up real quick. The random sleeve I found next to me. There we go, sleeved up. But yeah, we did play Galactic Hero. Because a subscriber did tell me to play Galactic, and one of the new subscribers did tell me to play Galactic Hero. So I played it. I kind of want to show you guys of the deck that I played before I go into the details of each game that I played. So the right deck hasn't really changed much. It's still Unite Dinos, Wired Colston, the Mechanic, and obviously the Pure Agos. The right deck doesn't change much since I don't plan on changing it. In game 3, I had to scout a grade 3, like the grade 3 Unite Dinos from my hand to draw a card to try to get another hero or like something good. And I ended up getting the grade 1 that I needed, which was super awesome. Even though I had to like get rid of one of my Persona rides, but it didn't matter too much, just still in the game. So it was a really dumb workaround I had to do with the deck, something I have never done before. Since if I scout the grade 3, I can't call him out to the field until my grade 3 turn, which sucks. But it was one thing that I kind of had to try to get my hand to a better place, and to get a hero in the base. Since I kind of whiffed my first base activation. I didn't get any heroes, so it kind of sucked. The deck hasn't changed much. The only real new card in the deck is this Enlightened Age Dragon. I do run 2 of it currently since I am waiting for the new promo card to come out for heroes that'll replace this card. But it's something that kind of gives me, if I Persona Ride, I can Soul Blast 1. And it's got a card that choose against 5k power until the end of turn. And I can choose a card in my a set order in my drop and add it to hand, which is super cool. And then if I have two set orders, different names, I can add both of them. So, but since the only set order I play in the deck is base, I can just add base from drop, which means I can discard it for riding. I can discard it for perfect guards, or if it gets damage checked or soul charged, I can soul blast it and get it back from base with this card, which is always super awesome. And I do play 2 of it since it was kind of like my friend TJ gave me this card. I gave me 2 of it and told me I should run it until I get the new promo card, and just to kind of test out with it. But it didn't come up at all. I mostly just discarded it since I don't really since Persona in this deck isn't really that important. But I did discard it, and if I did see it, it was kind of like it wasn't really important that I got it, since you want to fill your board up with heroes, and you want to fill up your rear guards with both of your heroes or with the other grade 3 you bring in the deck, being Robust, since he basically swings for if you have 2 set orders. He basically swings for a Persona Road Vanguard. So he is basically your big hitter in the deck on your grade 3 turn. When you use your first grade 3 turn, he's basically hitting for your Persona Road Vanguard, which is super awesome. And he helps you get your extra set orders for base. But yeah, like I said, the deck hasn't really changed much. I do plan on changing up the orders around a little bit. I probably take out the draw triggers. I did pull a Elementaria Sanctitude from a promo pack, which was super awesome. So I did run that in here. So I wanted my perfect guards. Yeah, the deck hasn't really changed much though. Once the promo card comes out, I will be doing a new deck profile. Since I do gotta take out this card, and I don't know what I'm taking out of the deck, since my friend is at the card shop gonna be helping me with the new deck, because I don't actually know what to take out for the new hero. Since you want to run 4 of him, just because he can get your bases from drop zone. So I'm not sure what the rest is gonna look like for him. Cause I'm pretty sure you can run 4 of him, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll have to test out and see and experiment. So whenever I get that, I'll be telling you guys, like, give you guys a deck profile. As for how the tournament went, round 1, I faced off against Leonard Mask. I won that one because the guy I was playing with, he was very inexperienced. He's still kind of new to the game, so I was kind of like helping him out through that. But I won the game pretty easily since he didn't have any guard, and I beat him before he rode grade 3. I basically beat him like my first grade 3 turn. I basically beat him with that. And obviously I won the die roll to go first, and like all 3 games basically. I won the die roll all day yesterday, which is super awesome. Since Zach wants to go first to get the 2 bases as quickly as possible before your opponent rides grade 3. So I won that one convincingly since he didn't have any guard, which I felt kind of bad for. Because I felt bad when people don't have guard in the game. Doesn't last past my first grade 3 turn, and I feel really bad. But he was pretty good sport about it since he kind of already knew that was going to happen. Round 2 was against Clarissa. Same thing as the last week, I believe. Or was the week before? I don't remember what I played. But I played against Clarissa again, and that one I lost due to me misplacing my hand. Basically what happened was I ended up drive checking. I put my hand down when I drove check, and I forgot to put the rest of the cards that I drove check in my hand, so I'll play with the cards that I got off my drive check, which was a grade 3 and a grade 2. And when he attacked me, I took the damage, not realizing that I had an extra hand, that I had more cards in hand than I could have guarded with, and could have survived this turn before going off to my turn and winning the game from there. So that was pretty dumb of me. But I still say that game went to basically both of them being like down to like 5 or 7 cards left in deck. So that was pretty like intense game with him. Against Corey, I always have games where either we both are really low on cards and one of us decks out, mostly me, or we get to the point where it's down to like both of us being at 5 damage and one mistake winning the game, and so that the game can go either way. So against Corey, my games usually go long, and they're always very like never hit or miss. They are always like one mistake cost you the entire game. Since we can both both our decks usually grind out pretty well, and they're just like really intense games, to be honest with you. And I'm always been too exhausted after those games. But I did lose that one, sadly, due to that mistake. And once I told him about it, he was like, yeah, you could have won that if you had the cards in hand. So that was pretty sad, but it's whatever. It happens to the best of us. I got too caught up in the moment and didn't realize my mistake until after the game was, until like I realized it. When I realized, I thought I had like 2 heal triggers in my hand, but I couldn't find them. So then I realized that after the fact, I looked at the damage, I had 2 Apollo cards next to my deck. That was my hand, and I felt really dumb after that. So that was pretty lame, because I would have gone undefeated and would have topped my first ever event, but like my first ever locals. But that's fine. I didn't top this week because I lost out because I lost round 2 to another person. Since I lost round 2, I got 4th. I believe, because somebody else got 2-1 as well. So I got 4th place, which was fine, but they don't do top 3 though, so that's fine. Doesn't bother me too much though. And round 3 was against Eugene, and that one I over-triggered for game because he went 2 to pass on my last Vanguard swing when all I had was Unite Dinos and what's the name of the other one? All I had on field, I have 3 bases set up. I drew return, got another base, 7 cards left in deck, being this guy, Planet Wall Dragon, my over trigger, and like 3 other, I think of like 4 of the trigger units in deck as well. And when I seen that, I was like, oh my god, I can win. So I activated base, got him since he was the only hero left in the deck. I was like, all I need to win more hero. Played him on the field with Unite Dinos with no other units, since all my other units were basically in the drop zone since he retired them all. And I was like, I have to win here. If I don't win here, I basically lose the game. So I attacked Unite Dinos for 13, and he went 2 to pass. And I went draw trigger, power to Vanguard. I drew a card, which is the heal trigger. Second check, over trigger for game, and that honestly was like the best moment of the day, since the over trigger for Brandgate gives a unit 100 million power, and when it's drill check, it doubles the power of all front row rear guards, and doubles the power and crit of all front row units, which means that my Unite Dinos, he gets up to 100. So I give power to him, he goes to 100 million, and then that gets doubled to 200 million plus his own power. Plus, he gets extra crit. I mean, he took 2 damage, and I accidentally hit 3, but meant to, because I'm so used to him. I'm so used to giving him like extra like power and stuff. So I'm not used to ever hitting for like 1 damage, which I'm usually hit like 2, since I use the scale for to get an extra crit. But that was super awesome that I went on a 2 to pass and went all in for it, since I knew that I had all triggers up to my deck except for like Planet Wall Dragon, which if I hit that, I probably would have cried. If I hit Power Wall, Planet Wall, I bet I would have cried. But the Eugene one was probably, I would say it was the easiest one, because since Clarissa was kind of the harder one for me. But Eugene was a lot easier since it was a lot easier since he kind of retired on my rear guards, which means that he was forced to attack my Vanguard, which means that if I can power up my Vanguard enough to where his rear guards can attack, he basically was shut down for the turn, which was super awesome. And I did realize that I was told after my Clarissa match that when I attacked one of his rear guards that could restand itself, that it did brick him out since he couldn't do what he wanted to do since I got rid of that rear guard, which I didn't realize was an issue for him. Since I kind of got rid of it, since I didn't want it to be able to keep restanding. So when I got rid of it, he basically was kind of blocked out the game for that point. And he said I made a good choice, even though I didn't know what I was doing in that matchup, which was super awesome. So, you know, sometimes you gotta go with your gut feeling, and if you think something's an issue, just go for it and see what happens. Cause I was like, all I did was really just attack it. See, it died. So I was like, cool. I'm gonna see what happens from here and try to adjust from game plan if he gets something worse. So he didn't, and told me after the game that me attacking that rear guard basically screwed him over a little bit and put him in a really tough and awkward position since he couldn't do what he wanted, which was always super cool. Against Eugene, that one to me was the easiest match of the day. Well, other than like the round one, that one was super easy. Since, like I said, all I do was power my Vanguard enough, like getting like triggers off to make sure that his rear guards can attack me, which is super awesome. And also on top of that, I was able to his big swings. I had like 3 perfect guards in hand, so whenever he like popped off and like for 4 attacks, I basically was able to like block 3 of them. I think the last one I needed for the counter blast, which is super awesome. And I believe against that matchup as well, I was stuck on like 1 base like most of the game. It was either my Clarissa matchup or my Eugene matchup. I don't remember which one it was, but I was stuck on 1 base for like the entire game until the very end when I was able to get my Grade 3 Robust to counter blast 1 to get the base, and then I Joe checked 2 of them after that. So I was able to get the 4 bases I need out of the deck so that I can have them for each turn, which I thought me drive checking the 2 bases were gonna get me killed, but surprisingly I was able to survive, which was super unexpected. But sometimes that's just what the deck goes. I do like this deck a lot. Playing it is super fun. I didn't soul charge my overtrigger, which was super awkward since normally I soul charge it. But the fact that I didn't was super cool. The only gripes with the deck I have is I wish that they went more into the whole gimmick of switching positions. Like, I kind of wish they went like harder into like the whole switch mechanic of like switching like their back rear guards with their front rear guards. And I wish that all the heroes had effects when they switched to the front row and during the battle phase, because that would be super cool to have like a little more pressure for your opponent, whether it be like guard restrict or like getting like extra power or extra crits. Do something that kind of pressure your opponent more into giving giving your opponent more reason to guard, or like kind of just giving heroes a better advantage. So I feel like they were made nowadays, like a newer deck, they probably would have gone more into like the whole switch mechanic of hero, or like giving more ways to search out base, which will be super awesome. But like I said, I can't complain too much. I would have won undefeated yesterday if I had played correctly in round 2. So I can't complain too much. The deck performed a lot better than I thought it was going to be honest with you. Like, my luck with heroes hasn't been the greatest, but it did perform yesterday and it did show off. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, you guys should be seeing the videos of my matchups. Hopefully like right after a little bit after this video goes up, so you guys will be able to see the matches. I know one of them, the first matchup against Leonore, that video is like terrible since like you can see like half the playmat, since I didn't realize it shifted. So that one is pretty bad. The other ones are better, but I'm still getting used to this new tripod, so you can't really see my set order or like how many cards I have base or my damage. So I will be trying to figure out better ways to do the setup at the card shop so you guys can see everything. But it still is a very entertaining match though. So that's all I got. Let me know what you think of Hero. Well, if you play Hero, let me know, because I am wanting to hear from you, because I would like to see if I can do more with the deck and kind of see what the deck can do, since basically like these 3 cards are here are basically your main 3 heroes. They're basically your MPVs, MVP of the deck. And I guess Danos too, since he basically joined Vanguard, and I did have to scout him in order to win the game from that too. So that's super cool. Comment down below what you think of everything I did, or if you have any words of advice if you play heroes, or comment down below something random, or something else you want to see me play. Subscribe to the channel because we're trying to reach 500 by the end of the year. If you wish to send me anything like cards or letters or fan mail, I do have a PO box which will be in the description of this video. And I like the video because liking the video really does show me that you guys like it. So that's all I got. And until next time, this is Jaxx Finn signing off.